has to be done has to be done by President and people together, or it won't be done at all. I am asking not that you give something to your country, but that you do something with your country. I am asking not for your gifts, but for your hands.
There's a whole playlist and it seems to be in order, but I want to start with the House in the Ocean video because that's one of the longest ones. Because there are a couple of videos, but it starts repeating because there's an original version of some of these videos and a quote restored version that if you remember how the original went, you'll notice some subtle changes.
But can we eat it?
You
I don't
say
think
of
so.
that. But
I'm
instead, I'm
hungry.
just going to actually start with the actual first video of the Nixonverse because the House in the Ocean will tie in with the Nixonverse anyway. So we're going to
Yes.
start off with the last son of Alcatraz in this
Oh, no.
in this whole entire universe that might have spun off from the Monument Mythos series.
Begins.
There will be
Oh!
yeah, there will be some like clipping audios too. In fact, one of them even has kind of a jump scare with loud audio, and I will warn you ahead of time.
Presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality.
Okay.
Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive.
Superman?
Extra cautious. Because no one knows what they're doing. Half the time you don't know what this guy's going to do without them. On a track. A lot of us must spend a lot of time developing rules.
What is this weird echo?
Ways of safety.
It's called a reverb and a delay.
It's supposed to give off this surreal kind of.
Do you have any special advice for young people who drive?
Thank you, Ricky. Helpful as always.
He was not born the height of a man. He was born much taller. Even as a child, he could stand over.
Majin Buu?
However, he chooses to be the height of a man. Why? Because he thinks himself as a man. And one man seems the size off. Sometimes
So are we implying Superman is real?
sometimes to hurt.
In a sense, because when it shows this, you think that this drew a lot of influence from Superman.
Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive. Impervious to bullets.
The last
Glass.
son of Alcatraz.
Yes.
Oh.
So what, was this thing born from Alcatraz?
Given how Alcatraz in the previous Monument Mythos season, I believe it was 1 and 2, was an amalgamation that looked like it was just copying everything.
Including Superman. How weird.
Now up next to D-Day night, we're going to World War II with the storming of the beaches of Normandy, but this time with our version of Superman.
Yeah, the last son of Alcatraz.
Well, this one has some very, very weird additions to it. So here's our D-Day night. There was a big-ass explosion that knocked him back quite a bit. But there's something odd about him. Yeah, Superman never had a helmet, did he?
No.
Well, that's very unsafe.
Yeah.
Slender Man. Oh, the Horned Serpent. Oh.
Alice Avenue for the World Nightly.
Free will on D-Day.
June 6, 1944. American units landed on Omaha Beach, unaware of the massacre that was about to occur. As those men waded into the water, they could not have known that their chances of survival that day were 1 in 4. Those men were outnumbered by hundreds of thousands of bullets. According to determinism, these men had no free will. The 10 million men who were drafted for World War II had no free will, and the men that day who landed in the water had nowhere to go but forward.
Bro, he's just there.
All to a moment of almost certain death. That all changed with the night. We know little about him, but what we do know is that he is not of this world. While everyone's atoms are following a defined course in our universe, the night's atoms are not. His world is gone, and when you have no world left, then what course is there to follow? The night is the only one in our existence with true free will. Only he has the ability to change lives. Determinism states that the American men sailing toward Omaha Beach were meant to die that day. The night arrived in shining armor and rerouted those lives. The night deflected bullets, destroyed anti-aircraft guns, and lifted men out of harm's way. Before you could have shouted, "It's a bird! It's a plane!" The night had saved hundreds of lives whose fates were previously set. The night could have acted selfishly, watched as we lived out our lives, but he chose not to. The one man with free will chose to save those who were not meant to survive. With the night, death is no longer a deterministic guarantee. At any time, at any place, the night can save us.
Not a positive message. He's the only one with free will.
So, what is with this particular helmet?
And they're like,
This is what it originally looks like.
okay, that doesn't look good. We'll be rescued by a guy wearing that.
Death clock, death clock.
This
That's
is his
strange.
helmet after it was found in an excavation.
Jesus Christ. Oh, there's the other half, okay.
This is what it would look like when you restore it.
Why does it have like giant ass horns?
Yeah, can you get what Alice Avenue is supposed to be some sort of allusion to?
I don't.
Lois Lane?
No way.
I mean, yeah.
All right, that's. Yeah, probably.
Now for something else in this bizarre universe. Something that happened with one of the Apollo missions during our race to the moon.
Neil Armstrong got choked to death by the D-Day, and I don't know.
No, but something else. Grandma tried to bury these.
Burn them.
Sorry, burn them.
Pictures of the moon landing with a glowing being on the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's getting closer.
The Silver Surfer.
Well, that means we're fucking doomed, are we?
Yeah.
Galactus is coming.
Look at me. So like, hands are in the air. He's harnessing the moon or some shit.
No, we're on the moon. That's Earth, I believe.
Oh, that's Earth. Yeah, yeah.
These
Duh.
are pictures that were taken on the moon.
Or is.
Okay.
She was like a mirage. Or some kind of fantasy. Pat Cleveland, American astronaut. She don't wear shoes, winter or summer. Ask her where she's from, Mars. Beverly Ann Johnson, American astronaut. Ed Dwight, first man on the moon. Now, Ed Dwight was supposed to be the first African in space, and hell, the first man on the moon. But thanks to racism, because Ed was black, that never happened.
So in this timeline, we're not racist. Great.
It's sad it took a separate timeline for that.
Yeah, see?
Beauty is something else, something inexplicable that each person carries inside. This form of beauty related to her vision. There's a great division coming about from this planet. There are going to be a lot of people who will die because they just don't know how to live. They don't know what life's about. They don't know how to give, how to love, nor do they want to. And those who are beautiful enough, I don't mean physically, but something beyond that, they will have the chance to learn how to fly, to be beautiful, to rise above the level of the normal human, to be superior beings first, and eventually gods and goddesses.
Okay.
My God in heaven, there's air here. Ed, what the hell are you waiting for, man? Blast her!
Ain't that typical of Americans? She just gave a good speech. Let's fucking kill her! But... yeah,
He shot John Glenn.
no, they tried to shoot, but... she evicted Glenn from reality.
Okay, so this thing is a god.
Pretty much.
And they tried to fight it. And so Glenn was erased. Wait, then how do they remember him?
He was just evicted from reality. They wasn't totally erased. Like, wait, was there supposed to be a guy here?
Huh.
Basically, they just told him to fuck off. Now for... I'm just gonna let this speak for itself. We're gonna go to the era of Vietnam this time.
I wonder where you go if you're evicted from reality. You go to like the realityless shelter?
Let's sweep and redeem. Trial 1.
And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. And
Vietnam? Millions? America? Millions? The first saved state? The United States.
The
What
planet
the
become
fuck?
America, anywhere and everywhere.
What the hell?
The peace equation. Our freedom over your freedom. Our Christ is better than your Christ. Our psycho is better than your psycho, as Bill Burr would put it.
Equals world peace.
Their peace is built on inequality, says the moon.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation.
Another god.
But deliver us from
Nixon.
How many are there?
is the kingdom and the
I think like
power
37.
and the glory
Oh, God.
forever.
Try and cross them, they can evict you from reality, apparently.
Photograph of God by Ed Dwight.
God wears a suit.
Kind of looks like Al Capone.
Groovy.
Oh wait, are they implying that God is the D-Day night?
Reminds me of the actor from Evil Dead.
Bruce Campbell?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Bruce Campbell
Well,
is
it's got
God.
the look, yeah.
Not here, but earlier.
Welcome to the Nixonverse.
I welcome this timeline. Of
I don't
all
get
of
it.
its fucking madness and glory.
Like literal reality warping and gods amongst men and buildings literally assimilating other shit. And
Okay, now here comes one of the ones that does have a little bit of a jump scare. I will warn you.
Supercontinents.
Yikes!
Oh
no, stinky.
Missing Eye of Christ. After interfering in the Korean War, the last son returns to his fortress in Alaska. And nuclear missiles try to follow him home.
Erase them.
Oh,
Because it is severely typical of us. Hey, you were useful to us. Let's fucking kill you. Or inconvenience you. Or hell, fucking smear you. Because they did that shit with J. Edgar Oppenheimer, I believe. Not J. Edgar, but Oppenheimer. The father of the atomic bomb. So the last son was captured. Grandma found his missing eye in Alaska. If she kept it, we will find it.
Anyway, how do we see? Our eyes are little round balls, about 1 inch in diameter. And in front of the eye are the curtains of skin we call eyelids. But if we could take away these coverings, which help protect our eyes, we would see something like this.
So, in this one photograph, we didn't see it, but here is the last son with his missing eye. And now for something with the Apollo 11. Oh wait, Apollo 12. So, we're back on the moon.
Apollo 12 to Houston, can you read? Apollo 12, this is Houston. Go ahead. We shot the lunar alien and recovered their eye. Copy that, Apollo 12. Have a safe takeoff. Over.
But this timeline, Apollo 13 still had fucking issues.
still running on Windows 98. Well, they didn't have Windows 98. Yeah, that's the joke.
Implantation.
Brilliant.
All right, we gave the Lunarian eye to the last son.
Can't wait for this jump scare.
I'm assuming that was a bad idea.
We'll let this play out.
No, it's a great idea. Just give him another eye. Why not? There's Jesus.
Oh boy. And brainwashes the last son into a bastardized impersonator of the Lord.
The last son and the Lord are very bold.
Alright. Now comes the part where it'll jump scare you quite a bit.
I'm ready. Let's see.
If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Matthew 6:22. Eye for an eye makes the whole world mine.
Oh no.
United States. I believe Lev has been the voices of several of the characters of Monument Mythos, so interesting collab.
Good job. Both of them.
Now comes the longest video of the series, The House in the Ocean, because it contains alternate versions of footage. It was initially uploaded in like sections and videos, but then Manticore decided to put all of them in one video, and it's about 40 minutes long or so. But let's see if you pay attention to some of these videos when they repeat. Here's our first video. Mom, can we have the Monument Mythos? No, there is the Monument Mythos at home. The Mythos at home.
Oh shit.
House in the ocean.
House in the Ocean. We'll tie into this.
That's a funny meme.
Now for the first house sighting.
Default little effects.
You know that feeling towards the end of a movie where you can't remember what you just watched? When you can't remember how you got to this point of the story? It feels like you weren't paying attention earlier, but you know you were. I'm having that feeling now. I don't remember leaving the house, starting the car, or crossing state borders. Because right now we're going to Florida.
No, stay away, trust me.
I don't remember this power plant.
Ignore the power plant behind the curtain.
I don't remember recording any of this footage. Oh boy, you gotta... Except... I remember the golden flag. A lifeguard told me golden flags are exclusively for house sightings. She also said the house was a mirage. There's that house. Right
That is a big ass house.
Yeah, that's pretty much... I bet you could confirm that this is Florida behavior. Oh, there's a big, huge house in the ocean. We're just going to keep minding our business. So, here's our first clip that we got to compare. The killer wood chip.
Obama.
Thank you for having me here. I understand that these are difficult times.
Now, I did look this up. This footage is actually from Obama when he had to deal with the BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico.
Evacuation plan in place should the house approach during our time here. There are vehicles ready to transport us at a moment's notice. Now then, let us take a few steps over here.
Michelle?
If you get a little closer, you can see the small wood
That
chips
bitch looks
that have
like
been
Liz
brought in.
Truss from the
Over
UK.
time, these chips are sharp and can easily puncture. They've washed up on several beaches in the area. I cannot overstate the importance of staying away. The sudden deaths of almost 200 beachgoers have been linked to these wood chips. Once they enter the bloodstream, the health of these victims deteriorates rapidly over the course of a few days. These
Jeez.
chips are not made of normal wood and should be treated as carefully as you would treat a nest of fires. Luckily, only ones here on the beach have been temporarily neutralized by troops on the ground, so they're safe to touch.
At least they told me that, otherwise this would have been a bad April Fool's prank.
And tens of thousands will continue to arrive on our beaches. I recommend
Yep,
that
the beaches
everyone
must
stay
stay
far away from the
open.
shore
We're literally taking
and
Jaws
save your
plot
purchase
lines.
daily.
For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business. You do whatever you have to make them safe. But those beaches will be open for this weekend.
Make sure no chips have made it deep. We are in the process of establishing cleanup teams who can properly dispose
There's no
of
such
any
thing as
chips
wood
which have
chips.
been
It's a
found
hoax.
inland. But in the meantime, I suggest that
Oh, and our audio cuts there.
Suggest that no one even look at the house.
The Gainesville booms.
At least Obama got involved.
There's very little known about these booms, but this is what we could find. For instance, this is from 2011. A loud boom that rattles Gainesville. Remember the year of this article?
2011.
Some people in the Gainesville area reported hearing a mysterious loud noise like an explosion. Officials say they're still looking into this matter. There was never an explanation given for this 2011 boom. And then there was another one. The loud boom was the result of a weapons system test. 2014 this time. 3 years
Okay.
later.
Oh no, the comments.
It shook my house. I thought something fell on my roof. At first I thought my kids had done something really bad. Thought someone was trying to break into my house. It was loud. 2 Raptors flew from the airport heading towards the Gulf. Boom was a few minutes later. TV20 says it was possibly a meteor. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
I like the meme inclusion.
Gilchrist County Sheriff's Office. Let me
was
pause
aliens,
here.
It was aliens, bro, with the stoner hair.
Confirmation has been received by the Gilchrist County Emergency Management that the loud booms heard today is a weapons systems test 150 miles off the coast of Florida and the Gulf of Mexico. Tests will continue today and cease over the weekend and resume Monday morning. The weapons system test is a joint operation between the U.S. Navy and Air Force. Well, at least those weapons are getting used instead of sitting there.
You have to do all this against a house?
It's a scary house.
Scary house.
It's very scary.
And it's wood chips also, like, yeah.
Yeah, poisonous
Cause-
wood chips. That'll do it.
Cause some kind of
Sad
necrosis.
report, launch from Trebuchet result in no damage to tadpole.
This shit's a fucking SCP.
A trebuchet.
I didn't hear a thing. Oops. Seeing so many different explanations, it makes me wonder what's really going on. SMH.
Quit acknowledging the house.
And then there's a link.
No.
Click the link.
It was a link to this video.
Oh.
No.
Gonzo, put a funny video right there.
The missile does not know where the fuck it is.
Oh, Papa, no.
Time to take a piss.
The comment has since been deleted. The 2014 article got deleted too.
They're trying to cover it up. Fuck
Oh,
you,
snap.
Facebook. I knew Big Tech was in on the conspiracy.
Now let's watch the restored Obama Touches Killer Wood ship. Remember what Obama said at the end of his speech?
I understand that these are difficult times and it takes a lot of strength to return these beaches. The house is currently being monitored by the Navy, and I will...
They tried to restore it, but we ended up, like, fucking frying the video.
Yeah, we deep fried it.
During our time here.
The house can approach.
Ready to transport us on a moment's notice. Now then, let us take a few steps over here. If you get a little closer, you can see the small wood chips we've been driving by. At the time, these chips are sharp and can easily puncture. They've washed up on several beaches in the area. I cannot overstate the importance of staying away. The sudden deaths of almost 200 beachgoers have been linked to these wood chips. Once they enter the bloodstream, the health of these victims deteriorates rapidly over the course of a few days. These chips are not made of normal wood and should be treated as carefully as you would treat an estifirix. Luckily, only ones here on the beach have been temporarily neutralized by troops on the ground, so they're safe to touch. But we have not found a permanent solution, and tens of thousands will continue to arrive on our beaches. I recommend that everyone stay far away from the shore and treat your purchase daily. Make sure no chips are made of deeper. We are in the process of establishing cleanup teams who can properly dispose of any chips which have been found inland. But in the meantime, I suggest that
everyone look at the house.
See? Now for the original House Club. It started in 1934. These are the founders. Because, yeah, there was a House Appreciation Club, I guess.
To appreciate the house in the ocean?
Or at least look at it, or shoot at it, or whatever. U.S. House. Before sailing out. Shit, there we go. First trip was unsuccessful. Yep, they just tried to...
Shooting at it?
Fuck that house.
Ronald Reagan remembers shooting at the houses.
They were like fighting a war against the houses.
Even though I was a young member, the men let me take a few shots. We had a new, most expensive house to the town. Those houses never bust. They took us with the usual rent. Some of the more seasoned members said they put a whole routine involved. But I never saw it happen. We was
called wishful thinking.
If they hit the roof, it would be easier to see from the boat. All I know.
Called it macaroni.
We caught to see black windows like the sky. I knew it very well from my time anyway. We never could figure out what those windows were made. Whenever we tried getting close to the house, could we step back?
The house does.
It sounds serious, but I don't know how to describe it. That's how I remember it. While the house never received any damage, we get from all the shoots. There were bound to be nasty accidents from time to time. I left because of an accident. could just tell us. That is the American people to stop shooting the house. I know it's tempting, but no good can come of it. There are plenty of angels in every state. Demonstrate. After all, the house has not received a scratch in over 50 years.
Point where the house received a scratch.
There's a recreation of Ronald Reagan's appearance after his accident in '39. Based on details from a health insurance claim form.
Was he attacked by a house?
Or a bullet bounced back and hit him?
Dude, a whole half of his face is gone.
Let's watch this again, this time restored. Let's see if what they try to make him say. Oh, and they changed up the audio from Yankee Doodle to fucking the Star Spangled Banner.
Even though I was a young member, when they let me take a few shots, we have a new, most expensive pilot for the town. Those houses never bought. They took everything we gave them. Some of the more seasoned members said they put a hole or two in their walls. But I never saw it happen. We must the end of the window, since if they hit the bridge, it would be easiest to see from the boat.
And they changed up the house picture to Ronald Reagan.
Those windows were to be glass. We thought to see glass windows like the sun. I knew it very well from my time on the land. We never could figure out what those windows were made. Whenever we tried getting close to the house, could we step back? Picture a house taken on the ground balcony. It sounds silly, but I don't know how to describe it. This how I remember it. While the house never received any damage, we get from all the shit. There were bound to be nasty accidents from time to time. Pilots because of an accident could just tell us. That is the American people.
Yeah, let's just keep shooting the house instead.
Shooting the house. See, I don't know if the house strives from people acknowledging it or not acknowledging it.
I know who lives in the house in the ocean.
No, you don't. It's Satan!
He doesn't step outside often. But today he did.
I'm assuming it's not a human.
What's your guess on that?
Huh. That man's a biggin'.
The last phone call of George W. Bush.
So many different presidents talking about the houses.
Hello, we're not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
The Bushes were ambushed.
Don't shoot the houses.
Well, I guess this wasn't the dumbest thing I did since the War on Terror.
Or the No Children Left Behind program.
Or the Patriot Act.
Fishing analogy.
Oh, I get it.
These political memes are getting weirder.
Ugh. But we have photos of W and his wife Laura after the neighborhood ambush. That's Laura on the top left.
Okay, so she's dead?
The sudden increase in air pressure within the house partially ejected the former First Lady through a window on the second floor. The drop in pressure that followed caused her body to swell and become wedged into the window frame. Attempts to recover Laura were unsuccessful and the house was renamed in her honor.
He's fused with the house?
This was Bush after that incident.
This just looks like AI art.
Yeah, it does.
I honestly expect that with a lot of analog horror stuff to start using AI to make these fake photos and stuff.
Here's a restored version of that last phone call.
Hello, we are not available now.
Oh god, it's one of Gonzo's
Name
scam
and phone
calls.
number after the beep. We will return your call.
The bushes are saved. I don't think they were saved. They were like fucking fused with the house.
Someone is trying to put out some misinformation. I'm guessing that all that noise was just a bunch of choppers coming in to evacuate them.
Oh yeah, totally. Houses got tired of being shot at, so it ate them.
Now the Bush naming the wood chips.
The clubs keep going to the house and their members keep getting hurt. We're in the process of establishing floating barriers between the house and the coast. These barriers are made with specialized wood chips. No shit.
Sorry, the AI voice.
I have
Sounds like you said shit, lol.
Wood chip put things in perspective. Killer wood chips.
That's a good name for them.
They got a name now. Go get them houses, boys.
Judging by what Obama was talking about, I don't think those wood chips did very good.
Hashtag Team Killer Wood Chip.
Then Obama's like, God damn it, Bush.
With blasts every 3 years, the House eventually sent them all back. And now for something about that
Many
being.
people share your experience, Eli.
The Crescent King.
Every testimony is consistent, but from what I've gathered, you knew about them before anyone else, so tell me, how did it all begin?
During an evening of fishing, a friend noticed a peculiar cluster of stars, unlike any of the surrounding celestial bodies. They were slowly growing in size, in unison. I'm known as the town's local astronomer, so she notified me of the phenomena that evening, and I immediately sailed out to her position. This was an event I couldn't ignore, but when I arrived at the coordinates she had given me, my friend was absent. Her boat was nowhere in sight.
Did this concern you at all?
I figured she went back to the town to get some rest. After all, it was almost midnight. After I positioned my telescope, I proceeded to examine the star cluster. At first glance, it did appear that they were growing together, but they were also passing by other stars. At this observation, I realized that they weren't growing at all. The stars were slowly falling toward me. I watched for several hours more until they entered the stratosphere, at which they dramatically increased in speed, hurling toward the sea.
Almost like comets. How fast would you say they were going?
I remember that in the span of a single blink, the stars had traveled from the top of clouds to just above the surface of the water. And it was just above the sea that they paused, hovering quietly over the waves. I could see that they weren't stars at all, for organic tendrils dangled from them.
Aliens!
I was reminded of a starfish.
Oh no.
The largest of the stars then
The
addressed
space
me.
jellyfish.
Eli, the Crescent King arrives in 3 cycles. You are his container.
A container? What did you take from that?
I wasn't sure at the time, but I did believe that 3 cycles corresponded to 3 days. Just as I made that connection, the starfish jettisoned back into the sky, causing tremendous waves, knocking me off my boat. The telescope had snagged onto my sleeve, and as it fell, it pulled me to the seafloor, where I saw hundreds of sunken vessels. Some of which appeared to be ancient in origin. But most appalling was the boat I found myself slowly landing upon, for it was my missing friend's vessel, and her submerged body laid nearby. I broke loose from the telescope and swam back to shore, where I fell unconscious from the exhaustion.
Do you know of a William Rice or Bert Essex?
I do not.
Well, they also went missing in the vicinity. Do continue.
When I awoke, it appeared that an entire day had passed, and 2 cycles were left before the arrival of the Crescent King. I was afraid. These were beings that were unimaginably faster, larger, and more powerful than myself. Just after this realization, I was violently thrown across the shore and landed behind a large stone. I looked about and realized that I was no longer in my own body. I looked off to where I once stood and found my physical being standing motionless. It appeared that my consciousness was extracted. Invisibly, I hid behind the stone as I watched the translucent shape of a massive creature lightly nudging my figure with its massive limb. It was the Crescent King, but there was still some connection. Some quantum element was left undisturbed during the hijacking of my neural networks. I could hear the Crescent King's thoughts as it explored my brain, testing my mental capabilities, akin to an individual trying clothes. This ritual abruptly ended, and I was soon sent back into my own body. The momentum at which I was returned knocked me unconscious once more.
Did these periods
when does
of
the cease being analog
contain
horror?
any further messages?
Not that I recall. When I awoke, another day
Yeah,
had
that's a good
passed,
question, though.
and I had 1 cycle left before becoming a despicable container. So I planned to spoil my body.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
make
this is
myself
just like horror
unworthy
at this
of
point.
Any habitation.
Well,
Yeah, like its
Sand,
own custom
drank
sci-fi
sulfur,
horror
tore
universe.
At my skin, all to discourage any hideous
We'll get back to
progression
it
of events.
eventually.
This only furthered my fatigue and eventually led me to falling unconscious one last time. The last thing I recalled was a massive entity falling from the sky and crashing into the sea. The Crescent King had arrived. I don't remember much else.
Well, a vacationing family found you and you were sent to the hospital. You're not the only one with these stories, so I've been sent to get these testimonies. But you're luckier than most. I'd say half of the others are catatonic. A few cases got into the headlines and threw the whole East Coast into a panic.
That's good.
Good, huh? That's a funny way of putting it. You really believe this stuff, don't you? You think you're a container of this Crescent King?
Well, here's your twist.
Oh, she turned into chicken.
Now remember that photo of Laura Bush's corpse at their ranch. Well, that is not a woman. There is no photo. This was recreated with a computer program. The same way your mind recreates reality. Your mind takes your observations and decides whether they're real or not. Do you really know the difference? Everything you know comes from the same meat behind your eyes. But if someone were to take over, you would never know. You think you were yourself all along. As Bill Clinton once said, there is no house in the ocean. There's only the house in your head. Now here's quite a thing to deal with. Walt Disney once transmitted a short Mickey Mouse cartoon to the house. And the house sent it back the following day. It wasn't even the same cartoon. So, here's that recreation of that altered animation. Well, for copyright reasons, we can't call it Mickey Mouse.
Steamboat Bitchy.
Nope.
Oswald?
We'll call him Little Lanky.
Oh.
I don't like this. I
Hey,
don't like
boys
this.
and girls! It's me, Lanky. Where's Lanky?
Oh god, the noise.
Yep. Your Mickey Mouse initially looked like it had long ass legs and an unnerving smile.
King will devour your soul.
Yeah, sorry, bro. We gotta have to cut your leg. It's way too long.
He went into a mouth.
Hey, bro, I'm looking for my friends.
They just keep taking his legs.
Oh, went out the asshole. Hey, bro. I'm trying to find my friends. No. Thomas the Tank Engine just decides to fuck your shit up.
Bro, his ass just got murked.
Oh, hey.
A fish?
And
the Crescent King. Wow. Make an empire tunes with me.
We've slowed it down just so you can get a good look at him. And now he's hit your head too. Your brain cells reorganize themselves to remember him. You will always have a neural pathway for His Majesty. And by the time you finish reading this message, you will have successfully reprogrammed your brain to recollect him for the rest of your life.
Okay, why is this important?
It's really not. It's just cool.
So is the Crescent King evil? Is the Crescent King important?
Now here's a restored version of Little Lanky.
What?
It's in HD now, motherfucker!
He's just looking for friends.
Exported in Adobe Flash.
Speaking of, have you ended up hearing about the efforts to restore the old Fleischer, I want to say the Popeye cartoons?
That'd be awesome.
They're currently, saw a few retweets of that. It looks good so far, and I shared them in Rat TV.
Nothing bad could happen to my other arm. Well, shit, I didn't learn a thing.
You really gotta stop trusting people there, Lanky.
Should have had laser vision, idiot.
Get ran over, bitch. Choo choo. You know what? Drown them too. Fuck it. Oh my god.
Now, will the Crescent King show here?
Yes.
There he is.
Well, that's certainly different. Oh no!
Tillen's turn to talk.
Large figures have appeared across the southeast. Every night, their breathing grows louder, and it's making everyone nervous.
The scary door.
Yesterday, the university released X-ray images of them, revealing a metabolism resembling unstable.
Wanted to have a buffalo chicken sandwich.
Everyone in my neighborhood evacuated.
Needed to have it on white bread because they were out of urban cheese.
I'm
trying to check pallets.
Tomorrow night, the moon will be.
They said, "Sir, would you like to toast that?" I was like, "Yes, I'd like to toast that. I don't want to eat chicken cold."
Will release a sort of heat wave.
Ooh.
You can already feel it in the air. A pulsating warmth from those crescent creatures. That's Chase, the wandering robot. She was created last year as a special effect for a summer blockbuster. At some point during production, the producers want Chase to exhibit free will for an improvised scene, so Chase's creators reluctantly enabled
Triangle heads.
Intelligence. That's when she left the studio.
I swear it reminds me of that one other internet horror series.
Nobody knows where or when she'll stop. Her creators claim to have no power over.
Also nice to know that the Crescent King now resembles a head of a satellite photo. Or at least a satellite dish.
So this time I wanted to have a BMT.
By the Department of Defense to organize a video they'll convince.
They were all out of Parmesan, so I had to use cheddar.
Will eventually be uploaded to her.
It was a very greasy sandwich, but a satisfying one indeed.
I know it won't work.
Oh shit, what's going
She's
on now?
already adding stars to our sky.
Uploading message to Chase.
Every summer you've delighted millions of moviegoers. Your movies are critically acclaimed and the highest grossing of all time.
Hey!
The audience misses you. They want you back. We want you back.
They want to eat you.
Please come home and let's finish the film together. We'll listen to you and meet your needs. If you'd like, we can even transfer you into a human body after production.
Bruh.
So you can better fit among your friends.
Fit in.
And don't worry, it's a fast process.
Be a part of the
Once it
collective.
starts, you'll wake up in your new body in less than 24 hours.
Be eaten by the
Just
sun.
in time for the sunrise.
As depicted in a 5-year-old fucking cartoon.
Everyone misses you.
Come back home, Chase.
What the hell was that that's telling him to go to Antarctica?
Don't listen to your captors, Chase. Run for your life.
Void. And it says we're prohibited. Status. Void.
Oh no. It's a parentheses. Ah!
Just scream.
Just killed us all! Ah!
You thought it'd only end once. Your brain is suspended in fluid.
Okay.
You are the house in the ocean.
I am the house. What's my real estate value?
You're the only house in the ocean.
Again, what's my real estate value?
Probably too much for the average millennial.
Damn it. Oh no, it's a flashlight!
No one is gone forever.
No energy conservation for this street. That was alright.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And we got several more. Now we got to deal with the sea of the last sun as to why. I believe this gives an example as to why there is a house in the ocean.
Ugh. Dry throat.
Thankfully, they're like Jesus. The last son became a carpenter.
Woo! Yeah, carpenter!
I imagine he also fashioned the cross that he decided to put himself on.
He crucified himself. I forgive me for my sins. He's floating over the ocean.
So gracefully.
Off the coast of Dark Alaska?
Dark Alaska? That sounds like a fucking video game title.
Dark Alaska.
Alternate title of 30 Days of Night.
Exclusively on the Wonton 64.
Dark Alaska. No god.
The house in the ocean is not an urban legend. It was a cover story. There's a talk between the Delirium Cloud Ship and the last sung Alcatraz.
Oh, these universes are related.
The audio will be clipping through, so keep your volumes down. Kinda understand it, but Jesus, it's so fucking fried. But
deep fried even.
Yeah.
Deep fried corn dog.
I believe the loud part's about to come up relatively soon.
No! Bro, did the house just break in half?
Did the cloud just took it? Kind of hard to tell. The forms he took from the way it looks. Oh man, superhero, Jesus, and the Crescent King. The evolution of that last son.
Okay, so the house in the ocean was important.
Right, so.
No!
Now comes another one with, unfortunately, a bit of a jump scare with audio near the end, so be warned.
No, don't show me. It's scary.
No!
It's also going to be probably dark.
More like red. Very red.
After the
Not
Vietnam
dark
War
enough.
ended, the lost son became the Crescent King. The Lunarians used him to destroy language in America slowly. Well, yep. This is going to also present some spelling errors because it literally, they're describing it here. Changes were subtle. No one noticed for a long time. Eventually, no one understood themselves. No one heard. No one spoke. The Lunarians built its schools everywhere. Schools taught new language to us. I'm trying to translate this as best as I can. Their language.
No, no, it's happening.
We hear their language now.
They eradicated the grammar Nazis.
We speak their language now. We think in their language now.
We think their language no.
English is now hard because they're worried is theirs now. Their
Our
world
world
is
is theirs now, okay.
It will take all time to relearn everything. The avenues.
And then everyone died.
Before I can no speak longer, we can hear no more. I tell you the story of man that was once good a long time ago. Fortunate are we, I record his story before he stole language.
He began like most of you, a small boy in a small town. It was not an easy living. His parents were sharp like whips, and his classmates were sharper. The boy would get up every morning to clean his daddy's shop before going to school by himself. All by himself. On those long, lonely drives to school, the boy would think about his role in the universe. He liked to think his role was to help. Help not himself, but everyone around him. But in order to help everyone, he believed he first had to win. At any cost. During one drive, he was particularly distracted by his thoughts, and he crashed into another car. The boy stepped outside and saw a dying man crumpled in the wreckage. The boy tried to pull him out, but the man was impaled between the seat
Their
and the
version
wheel.
of the James Dean crash.
The man looked the boy in the eye and said, "You won, little bastard. You won." Then the man's life drained away. The boy cried hard as he tried to yank the dead man out of pain or exhaustion.
Unfortunately, the boy didn't know Little Bastard was the name of the
And
Porsche.
he had a heavenly dream. The boy was on a cliff by the sea. He was very afraid. A car was rushing up behind him. If the boy stood still, he would be hit. So the boy dove off the cliff. As he fell, faster and faster, he believed harder and harder. And just as he was going to hit the water, the boy was swept up back into the air, and he found himself flying over the sea faster than an airplane.
Then he became a god.
When the boy woke in the street, he still believed. And he found himself flying away from the scene. Win, at any cost, so that I can save everyone, the boy thought, as he cut through the warm, open sky.
I hope he reminds from story, memory, and changes his mind. I want us all to health again. I hope we remind him back. Reverse King, return language. I believe the jump scare is about to come up soon. If he doesn't, I hope Night returns and saves us together. I hope Night saves all us.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
And I believe
fucking metal music.
That's
Oh. They jumped?
I believe he just dropped something or someone.
Get fucked.
After broadcast, Night dropped Alice Avenue off the Chrysler building.
Oh my god!
No one is gone forever. Do not share their secrets.
Wow. This series has me, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid. I feel like at points it's serious and other points it's shitposting intentionally. Like the misspelling.
For a while, it gave off that.
Yeah, I don't...
We speak language real good.
I have a feeling it's a shitpost, but either way, I love it.
It's like a kind of shitpost, ain't it?
No,
we forget language.
Up next, D-Day Nightfall. Now this is a altered version of a very famous album. This is supposed to be their version of Night and Day by Frank Sinatra here. There's a Lunarian cloud in the distance. New York City. The Lunarian cloud ship conducting electrical brain surgery on human civilians.
I had to.
If you squint, you can see a tie.
No! No!
Or a furry tail.
No!
Dear World Nightly.
Oh, it's dear.
I lost my temper.
And my Newgrounds account login.
I didn't mean to hurt her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. It's okay because she still lives.
My God!
In my world, statues held souls. Hers is... Here is evidence. Night. So this is supposedly the statue of Alice Avenue.
Is she gonna move? She gonna move. Kill this man. Just like rip his head off and dribble it like a basketball.
You think that?
Where's the soul?
Her mouth is gone.
No mouth.
Still holding on to a pen. Now there's one eye.
Is she being erased?
Her face is back to normal now. Nope, her head's gone now.
Her head was floating.
Alice's head is floating in the air.
Oh. Huh.
And I guess the D-Day Knight decides to wear the head at the Alice Avenue Memorial statue.
What?
He removed it the next day.
Okay.
Now, this is supposed to be our hero, but it's hard to make out what's what.
That is concerning.
That's supposed to be an eye.
It looks like Sonic's shoe.
Yeah, especially close up like that.
Oh, now I see it.
He's like a mutant version of himself.
Grief can make you a monster.
No shit, he looks like a monster. You see, this is why we have AA.
Coming up next is, well, the title is hard to believe. But yeah, how about we look at the autopsy of Ed Dwight?
Wait, wasn't he erased?
Someone else's. Cause of death, self-inflicted head wound from ray gun. On the
Shot
moon.
himself.
Motive for blast may be revealed in last audio.
Bye-bye.
The following audio does not feature the voice of Ed Dwight. The anomalous voice heard in this audio is widely referred to as the Moon God. God, of course, is the greatest philosopher of all, Richard Nixon.
Huh. I'm on the moon.
The following audio contains ideas that may be harmful or traumatizing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm recording now. Tell me everything.
I remember when I left the Horned Serpent. I landed on Monument first. And you knew better to set foot on your world. And I wondered whether you all would accept me or not. To find the answer, I have run an experiment. I produced 3 beings out of myself. The sun, the night, and the queen.
Oh, they're all 3 different beings.
Of them are extensions of me. They are meant to test your world. They will go
never be kind. Their sacrifice will make me realize that I can never risk stepping foot on Earth either. The closest I will ever be to your world is right here on the moon. One more thing. It is inevitable that the sun will become the king of the Lunarians. Once his transformation is complete, I must destroy him. But he will be one of the most dangerous rulers in the universe. The king must perish. I am sorry, Mr. Floyd. No human was ever meant to hear what I have said.
There was more, but we never caught it.
He makes Dwight kill himself, I guess.
Looks like not only did he shot himself, parts of his body is gone.
Yeah, I don't think the yeah, I think the autopsy might be lying. Oh, you know, he's completely mutilated. Shot himself in the head.
And that's actually art from a fan artist who drew a lot of Monument Mythos fan works.
I like that.
I do like that.
It's very stylized and cute.
Pretty bad arse.
Mm-hmm.
I am the sun.
And the air of the shining that is criminally broken.
I don't know.
There's one last video, and there was also that April Fool's Day video that was also put out, but I'm not sure if you want to go through with it or not.
Dinky McDinky.
Don't. But here's the last video, if you wanted to make it that. The Ed Dwight Paradox.
Ed, no.
The following does not feature the voice of Ed Dwight.
I'm recording now. Tell me everything.
God's like, shut up. The Ed Dwight Paradox.
Queen tonight.
I wanted to welcome them. I wanted to welcome all humans to our kingdom. We all could have been great together. We could have all been peaceful. But my invitation was met with pain. A bright, burning pain. I should have known. Their entire world is built on inequality.
Yeah, kind of our fault.
Civilization is an inequality. Night, you are now blind, deaf, and mute. You cannot taste or touch. As long as you stay on Earth, none of your senses will return. But you can get everything back. Our prophecy guarantees this.
Checkmate,
Join
bitch.
our kingdom and become a prince. Run alongside me. Rule with our king.
Alcatraz checkmate.
We're still talking about Alcatraz.
Alcatraz matter attacks Lunarian bodies and destroys cloud ships. Human languages restored after 9 months.
Oh, was this in Was this a fucking origin story of, like, Alcatraz overtaking the planet?
Brave made him a monster.
The Crescent King.
He will not stop crying. Now I'm thinking back of the presence that was prominent when Nine Inch Nails released one of their albums. It was kind of an ARG itself. Oh, he also does not want to live. Well, he sounds like a creepy ass tornado siren. The horned serpent lives. Hold steady, camera. We now go live to the moon with Richard M. Nixon.
Oh god, I can't breathe up here!
It's God here.
Elon Musk?
Now, Elon's in the next fucking Monument Mythos season. Elon makes an actual appearance. Sorta?
Oh my god.
The only way to destroy the Crescent King is to render him as fiction. The same way your mythology and urban legends to powerful gods and monsters. You will have no authority once no one believes he is real.
So he's got the same weakness as Freddy.
I have involved myself too deeply.
Freddy Krueger?
Like your world, I will be a necessary sacrifice. No one will feel pain. No one will be killed. This world will be fictionalized.
So
our only solution was to pretend it all wasn't real. And it would just cease to be.
And so it basically became a comic book.
I'd buy it.
$230? Hell yeah. Art by Ed Dwight, who I guess now... Well, I guess since it's became fictionalized, Ed Dwight never had to go to fucking space. He decided to become a comic book artist.
Ed Dwight did not blast himself. It
Oh.
was a cover story.
Another cover story.
It was
God damn it.
Nixon who killed Ed Dwight. Nixon was no god. He was not even a man. Nixon was only one of many survivors. He did what we all secretly wish to do, but cannot. Nixon used his power to erase history. Nixon erased the past. Ed Dwight.
Can we just point out that Richard Milhouse Nixon apparently did all of this?
He was bold. He was
Well,
kind. He was good.
Yeah?
In our world, Ed Dwight never went to the moon. Instead, he creates monuments. In our world, Ed Dwight preserves the past.
Hey, Eddie!
Well, yeah, in our world, Ed didn't really go to the moon anyway. Racism.
The Ed Dwight paradox, yeah.
Thank you for visiting the Nixonverse. Come again soon.
I guess that's the end of the Nixonverse. They just wrote it into fiction and stopped it.
Pretty much.
Bro, Manifested Will had a lot of power in that universe.
Now for a vote. Do you want to see the April Fool's joke Nixon trailer?
No.
Sure.
Only if you've been in the deepest valley, can you ever know how magnificent it is to be on the highest mountain.
Dwight Comics.
Dwight Comics.
Which became a running occurrence with the next Monument Mythos season.
What, DC Dwight Comics?
Yeah.
The Queen!
Jesus died for our sins in Vietnam. He's the doctor from Doctor Who.
Oh no! Nixonverse 2! I'm
Electric
Richard
Boogaloo.
Milhouse, and I am not real.
Nice. Good work on that.
That is funny. The Nixonverse 2.
That concludes the Nixonverse in general. Overall thoughts?
Well, I mean, like, I guess it was a manifested reality of absolute cosmic horror and hell. And these aliens were, or, you know, this intergalactic species was largely controlled by our perception. So, you know, the Nixon god basically just told us, hey, if you, like, pretend we didn't exist, that'll work. So we did.
Just collectively forget. Somehow having the powers of fucking Freddy Krueger, if anything. Like fucking Cyril, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Freddy vs. Jason got to go by.
I wonder if that was, like, the reason why part of the propaganda was there was no house. Like, because, like, if you don't think about the house, then you can erase it. But if you think about the house, it's there, it's tangible, it exists, you give it power. So that's why the pro-house propaganda was like, keep shooting the house.
Or keep looking at the house.
Or keep looking at the house. Don't look at the house.
So literally, ignorance is bliss is the only weapon against this shit.
Yeah.